Once again, very good morning to all. We will start our session, day 2. So today I will tell you how to install this software. Hello everyone, welcome to Nick IT Academy. In our today's session, we are going to learn how to install Oracle database in our Windows machine. If you follow these 3 steps, you can able to install Oracle database in your Windows machine very easily. Before going to do the installation, I will explain the setup so that it will be very easy to understand, and if any issues, you can able to solve it. So Oracle is a database. So that database we are going to install here. So we do have different versions. So in this session, we are going to install Oracle 11G Express Edition database. Oracle has many versions. The latest version is 21C. In order to practice our SQL, Oracle 11G itself is more than enough. It is a very lightweight software. You can install any machines without any issues. So Oracle is a database. In this database, we can have a different schema. So schema is nothing but a subset of our database based on the different objects. So one single schema will have different objects like a views, tables, and synonyms, sequences, indexes, and everything. So if you look at this particular picture, here we have 3 schemas in one single database. So by default, Oracle 11G will have a schema called system schema. It is nothing but admin schema. So in real-time project, only DBAs will have access to this particular schema. They will create other schema and other users. They will manage it, other schema and other users. They will manage all the database related activities. In this 11G database, by default, we do have a schema called HR schema. It's a human resource schema. You can use this particular schema to create all the tables. For an example, for this system schema, we are going to use username as system and password we are going to have as admin. So this is the password you can enter while installing the software so that it will be easy to remember. Then HR schema, we can have the username as HR and password as HR, and we can create a number of schema here. For an example, if you want to create one more schema for practice, yes, you can create a schema called core schema or test schema or any other schema. So here I'm going to create a schema called core, and username will be core and password will be a core. In real-time projects, we do have many schema, many users, and each schema will have different objects. You can create a tables here. You can create a tables here. So if you have access to this particular schema, in this schema you can log in and then you can see all the tables. For an example, by default, Oracle 11G will have 7 tables. The tables are, we have employees tables, we have departments tables. So you can use these tables for the practicing purpose and etc. We have 7 tables, and here you can create n number of tables. For an example, I want to create my own table, customer table. I want to create a product table. Yes, you can create any number of tables. So this is what the database we are going to install, and we are going to configure different schema. It's very simple. Don't get confused. I will explain. While installing, it's very simple. After installing it, you'll be seeing this particular icon. You'll be seeing this particular icon in your machine. And this is the database. In order to query this database, we need to have a GUI tool, graphical user interface tool. This is nothing but SQL developer. You can have any other tool also. By using these tools, you can create a connection and you can query this particular database. For an example, you can query the system schema. You can query this HR schema. You can query this core schema tables. So this tool, we will call it as SQL developer tool. So we do have different tools. You heard about the stored for Oracle. Yes, you can use stored for Oracle here, and you can use SQL plus. You can use DB visualizer. So any tools you can use, not an issue. Whatever the tool you are going to use it, the underlying database is one single database. I hope you are clear. As a first step, download the software from the description. Once downloaded, you'll be having this zip file. You can unzip the file. You'll be having this particular folder. See, right click on this particular software. Once we have given right click and extract to this particular folder. If you do not have WinRAR in your machine, go to Google WinRAR download and go to this particular link and click on download WinRAR. So this is the authorized software only, no need to worry about it. And click on download WinRAR, it will get downloaded. Once downloaded the exe file, you can click on it and then install it. It's very simple step. Since I have already installed, I'm not doing it again. You can install it. So first we are installing this in WinRAR or WinZip. If you have, then you can use it. Right click on this, go to extract. So once extracted, you'll be having this particular folder. Double click on this folder, click on this Oracle, this folder, go to disk 1, double click on the setup file, click on yes, then it will be preparing to install. This is a page, you will be getting it. This is the Oracle database 11G Express Edition. Click on next, accept the license and terms and conditions. Click on next here. So here, this is what the destination for where it should be installed. Click on next here, no need to do anything. So this is the admin password for the user sys or system. So we have to carefully choose this. So always make sure that you are remembering the password. So enter password, I'm giving like admin. Password as admin, confirm password as admin. Click on next, click on install. It will get installed. It will take 5 to 10 minutes of time, depends on your system speed. We will wait for it. Once installed, then we'll go for the next step. Once installation completed, we'll be getting this particular wizard. Click on finish. We have installed Oracle database and we will configure the connection in SQL Developer. Just go to this SQL Developer folder, double click, go to this SQL Developer. You can find SQL Developer icon. If you want to have this icon in your desktop, just right click. You can add to start, or you can go to show more options, and you can create a shortcut, or you can create a send to a desktop. Then it will create a shortcut. If you see this, you'll be having this icon in the desktop. So just to double click on the desktop, next time it will open here. Even if you want, you can download the latest version from the net and you can use this SQL Developer. So very first time it will take 1 or 2 minutes. You can give no. If it is asked any dialog box, you can give no. And you can see here, this is the one you can see. So what we are going to do, so from this SQL Developer, we are going to establish the connection through SQL Developer. We are going to create a connection to this system schema and we will unlock the HR schema. Very first time, the HR schema will be on locked state. We will unlock it and we will create a new schema called core. And you can use this schema for creating any number of tables. Just to open this SQL Developer, you'll be seeing this page. And this is the green color icon. Just click on this icon. Connection name, you can give any name. Just I'm going to give connection name is admin. User name will be system. The password is whatever the password I have given while installing. You can see here, password I have given as admin. So this is the username for system user, and this is the password. Just you can mention this system and admin, and you'll be having a host name, port number, and SID. Don't change this. In your real-time project, you'll be getting the details from your DBA or from your team members. By using that, you can connect. Just to click on test. It should be tested success. You can click on connect. So that means through SQL Developer, we have established the connection from SQL Developer to system schema. So very first time, the HR schema will be on locked state. We have to unlock it. How to unlock? You can execute this particular statement. I have given the statement in the description. Just to take that, and use it. Alter username HR identified by password is HR account unlock. Make sure that you are running this particular statement in this admin schema. Just execute. The HR schema will get altered. We have unlocked it. Then click on this plus symbol. Name you can give HR schema. Username will be HR and password will be HR. You can refer this particular picture. This is a schema name, username and password. These are all the tables. You can test it. It should be tested success. Click on connect. It will get connected. And if you open this HR schema manually, you can see the different objects, right? Tables, views, indexes, packages, everything. If you click on the tables, you can find different tables here. So in your system, you might be seeing 7 tables like employees, departments, all this. If you want to manually check, you can click on this table. Yes, you can check the data and data model and constraints, all this you can able to check here. You can close it. And we are going to create one more schema, right? We have to create one more schema called core. Just you can use create user core. This is the user schema, okay? Identified by core. This is what you can create a new schema. Just you can execute it. A new schema will be created. New user will be created. After that, you have to provide the permissions. You can use grant, connect, comma, resource to core. So this is what you can use and just execute this. You have to execute this one and you have to execute, then it will get executed. These 2 statements. I have given these 3 statements in the description. Make use of this. Then you can click on the plus symbol. Then you can use the name as core and username is core. Password is core and you can test it. It should be tested success. Click on connect. So we have created all these connections. So you can create any tables here. For an example, I want to create a table in this particular HR schema or core schema. So you can create it. So create table name. I want to create a table called product. So just you can open it. Product ID. It's a number data type. If you want, you can give the constraints. Product name. So just I'm creating with only 2 columns. The same way you can create a number of tables. And see here the product has been created. The table has been created. So you can check the description. I have given all the SQL videos. Watch it and you can able to do the Oracle installation and start practicing it. And if you have any queries, you can post it on the comments. I will respond to it. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed my channel, please subscribe the channel and click on the bell icon so that you'll be getting all the notifications. Thank you. And I hope everyone have installed this Power BI desktop. So we will see this. Yesterday we have seen this Power BI. So why do we need this Power BI? All those. I hope everyone is clear about this Excel. But the thing is, so there is a lot of confusion over these tools, right? Say for example, you have Excel, right? Excel also from Microsoft. Then you would have heard about this tool called Power Query, right? So Power Query in Excel. And you heard about the tool called Power Pivot, right? Power Pivot. This is one other option in this Excel. Then we have Power BI, right? So what is the difference between all these? So Excel, Power Query, and Power Pivot, and Power BI, all those. So if you consider this Excel, right? So we do have from Excel sheet is from 1970s itself. So it's a quite long time we have all this Excel sheet. And this Power Pivot. So for example, if you take Power Pivot, this Power Pivot came into picture in 2009. Okay, so 2009 was the first add-on to this Excel sheet. So in Power Pivot, Yeah, so this is the one we have, that is the add-on they have added in Excel sheet. So if you go here in the Excel sheet itself, you can have the chart, right? So different chart, you can insert a different chart, and you can have, if you go for the insert, and you can have the views, and you can have the formulas. If you see here the formulas, right? So all these formulas will be applicable in the Power BI tool as well. Okay, so you can see this, all the formulas, right? The financial formula, logical formula, text formula, date and time. So all the formulas which is available. And if you go here, you can able to find, remove the duplicate, and grouping, ungrouping, filter out, sorting. So everything will be available here also. So the same functionalities which is available in the Excel sheet as well. So this is Excel 2010, but if you go to 2016 version, then you can find this Power Pivot and Power Query. Okay, so later point of time, like around 2012, they have introduced this Power Query. So by using this Power Query, you can write the transformation logics, okay, in Excel sheet itself. So in Excel itself, you can write Power Pivot, the Power Query. Then after that, they have come up with the desktop edition in Excel sheet. You can do only this, the data is from Excel sheet. So you cannot connect with the data from different sources, and you can, the desktop edition, they have come up with the desktop editions of Power BI in the year of 2015. They have introduced in the year of 2015 the desktop editions, so wherein you can connect with the different data sources. Okay, so say for example, if I have very small company, then I will have all the data in Excel sheet itself. But if I want to connect with the different data sources, okay, different data sources, then this Power BI is the one option to can connect with the different sources. Okay, if you go here, you can able to find the desktop option, right? So there itself you can find the query engine. So you can have the query engine here, and also you can have the data model. So yesterday we have seen the data model, and you can have the reports, right? So report also. So you can able to connect with the different sources, and you can able to create some views. Clear? So what are the different tools are available? So by using this Power BI, the transformations, okay, the ETL process. So if I want to do some transformation logic on Power BI desktop, you can go with the transformations. You can apply the transformation by using Power Query editor. Okay, so this Power Query editor, if you know this Power Query editor in Excel, the same thing which is available in Power BI also. Okay, so you can use this Power Query editor, and we have one more option called the data manipulations. Okay, so if you want to do any data manipulations, so data manipulation in the sense, so like you want to add some columns, you want to aggregate the data. So any data manipulations you can do by using this DAX formulas. Okay, so DAX formulas by using the data, so you can able to see the data, right? So data module, so there you can use a DAX formulas. Okay, so DAX formulas is nothing but by using this, it's a data analysis expressions. Okay, it's a data analysis expressions. So it's a DAX is nothing but, so by using this data analysis expressions, so by using this you can create a lot of formulas, and we can go and have many concepts in this particular DAX also. So what are the different tools are available in Power BI desktop? So Power BI desktop, they have come up with this tool around 2015 only. Okay, so last 5 years only. So we are having a lot of functionalities. They have added so many functionalities, and even the Microsoft is having, they are trying to integrate a lot of concepts, same like our tablet. We have connected to this Oracle database. Once again, I will connect. This time I will tell you that you can click on more. I'm trying to connect Oracle database as well as sample superstore also. Whatever the views we have created, we can able to create it. So Oracle database, you can click on OK now. And what is the database name you have to give? It's a localhost. Okay, localhost. So click on localhost. Then Oracle will get connected. It will bring all the schemas. So I'm going to take the schema. Schema is nothing but subdivision of the logical division. For example, you have one TB of hard disk, right? 1 TB of hard disk. In this 1 TB, you are splitting the C drive, D drive, E drive, right? The same way here also you can go for the logical division, okay, for the better usage of data as well as access and privileges. Say for example, I'm connecting this employees, right, and departments. I'm just giving this departments and locations. So you have to understand. So if you click on, so previous editions, you can find edit options here. So edit option, it will, or transform data options, it will directly bring you to this Power Query editor. If you want to do any transformation logic, you can use by using this transform data. But now I'm just loading the data. So just I want to tell you some of the concepts here. So what is the functionality of this this data model, so that you can able to understand this data model as well. So once again, I'm telling we do have a lot of opening for this Power BI as well as Tableau. Okay, the thing is we need to learn this and we should have the very good hands-on. Okay, so even in the market there are a lot of profiles are having for this Power BI, but we are not able to get the right candidates. Okay, why? Because they do not have the hands-on. So do the hands-on in Power BI as well as Tableau. You create as much as possible for the views, and so definitely you can go as a fresher as well as experienced people. You can make yourself as the Power BI developer, and definitely you can go and attend confidently the interviews. Okay, if you know this concept very well, so definitely you can get through this. Why? Because most of the companies are moving towards this Power BI. Okay, nowadays even very small companies, not only the IT companies, all other companies, they are moving towards this Power BI as well as the Tableau. Okay, so we do have a lot of opening for this tool. So once again I'm telling, so make use of this training program and then do as much as possible your hands-on. And if you have any questions, let me know, I will help you out. So whatever the issues you are facing in Power BI or in Tableau also, you can ask me, I will help you out. Okay, or you want some details about the Power BI or the Tableau, you can ask me, I will send those details. Okay, now we will go with the Power BI. So what is the use of this data model? I will tell you one more time. So here I have the data model. So employees table are connected with the departments, and departments are connected with locations, right? So if you do not have this relationship, you assume that if you do not have relationship, I want to find out how many employees are working in the country US. Okay, or the city wise, I want to know the employees count. This is the question. The city wise employees count, I want to create one reports. City wise, I want to generate the employees list, or the department wise the count of employees. So go to the report. If I want to go for the city wise the employee count, so can I take this employee ID from here? So city wise employee count, this is the report I want to generate. Then if I'm choosing this city, then I will get all the city here, right? So whatever the cities I have, so definitely I will get all the cities, the different cities. So in the form of map, I'll be getting it. So I'm having data from different cities, right? So I have data, I have cities from the employee from Bombay, employee from different cities, Sydney, and employees from Singapore, right? So I have a lot of cities are available, and I want to connect, I want to get how many employees are there in each city, right? This is the question. So then I want to know the count, employee count. So for that, I'm just taking this employee ID. So if you click on this employee ID here, so since I do not have any connection between this employees table as well as locations table, the report is not getting generated. See here. So here you are clicking on the column, right? So you can able to see this column, and if you click on this column, the employee ID. So here the filter on this visual city is there, employee ID is there. So location is city, and if you go this particular size, right, employee ID. If you go here, you can able to see this count. Okay, so employee ID count I'm taking. I'm not taking sum of salary or something like this. Okay, I'm taking whatever the column I'm taking, it will take the count of employee. But since I do not have any relationship between employees and locations, the report is not getting generated. Clear? So if I'm going to give this relationship between these two tables, and as soon as I'm giving this relationship, so location ID to location ID from here, then I can able to see this, the report will be generated based on this conditions. Say for example, I do not want this map. The map size has been changed, right? The size has been changed now based on the city, right? So I'm going with this bar chart. You can able to see now. So this is what you'll have. If you give the data model the connections, okay, if you give the connections, then only you can able to get the relationship between the tables. So employees and locations, if I want to get a consolidated report based on this, the requirement, then only I can able to get it. Say for example, I need department wise employees count. Then I have to take the department name from here, right? So I'm taking the department name from here and the employee ID from here, or department wise sum of salary. So I'm taking the sum of salary from here. So each and every department I'm getting the sum of salary. The 6,91,000, okay, 691K is distributed among departments. So you can able to see the differences by using this chart, right? Can you able to see this differences? So what is the use of this data model? So different views you can able to create by using this data model. I want to get the year wise employees count. Okay, so year wise employee count in the sense, say for example, year wise the employees have been joined. Okay, 2016, 17, 18, 19 or something in the year they have joined. So hire date, based on the hire date, I want to know this employee count, right? So if you click on the hire date, you'll get the year. So in the year, I have to get this employees. If you are clicking on the salary, you'll get sum of salary. If you click on this employee ID, you'll get the count of employee ID joined on particular year. Okay, see here, the count of employee ID. So if you count all these employees, then you will be getting 107. Okay, if I'm asking you to create the year-wise employee count based on the hire date, so this is what you will be creating it. So instead of year, can I go with month-wise? The hierarchy, if you click on the hierarchy, you can see this month, right? So the month is there. I have to go with month-wise employees count. So if you look at this month-wise, so every month, so January, February, March, So 107 employees have been joined. So it's nothing but it's not only for one particular year. So for all the years, okay, for all the years, there is employees have been joined. So which month employee has been joined more? On March, right? So after that, the May month, and then the September month. September month is having very less number of employees have been joined. But most of the employees have been joined on March, January, February, and June, right? So this is what you have to take the hierarchy of this date column. Okay. So if I want to know the quarter-wise sales or quarter-wise sum of salary or anything, okay, so which month the salary is more, I'm giving the salary is more, something like that, you want to analyze it, you can analyze it by using the date column. Whatever, if you are clicking on the date column, the hierarchy will be presented. Okay, I got one question. Can you explain one-to-many or one-to-one relations of table? So what is this relationship here? If you look at the relationship, the star represents many. Okay, the star represents many. This one represents one. So one-to-many relationship. If you want to do the relationship, so definitely you need to have the common column. Okay, if you keep here, then it's showing like department ID and department ID. The column name might be different. Okay, here it might be department ID. Here it might be DEPT_ID. But the data type should be matching. Okay, if it is string, this is also string. If it is a number, this is also number. Okay, then only it will go for the joins. If you click on double click on this edit relationship, so you'll get the relationship employees table. So whatever the table you want to have, you can have it. Departments table. So whatever the relationship you want to know, you can get it. One-to-one, one-to-many, or many-to-many, or many-to-one. If you take sample superstore, the orders table or returns or the regions, right? It's a many-to-many relationship. So I will tell you what is this. Say for example, if you take all these three tables, okay, you consider this table. I will tell you the many-to-many relationship also today. The department ID, department name, okay. Then you have the something like location ID. Location ID. Then you have here locations table. You have the location. Location ID, city, and which country. By using this join column only, this is the table. Okay, by using this common column only, I have connected these three tables, right? Employee ID, department ID, all those. If you consider this, how these tables are related with each other, these two tables, by using departments table, department ID. This is the departments table. This is locations table. This table, employee ID and department ID and department ID are connected, location ID. So in the departments table, the department IDs are unique. Okay, for example, I have 5 departments in my office. Okay, 5 different departments. So only one time I can mention, it's enough, right? So HR, admin department, sales department, marketing department, right? And then you have finance department. You assume that these are all the 5 departments are there. So which is available in different locations. Okay, so 1100, 1200, again 1100. So it might be same locations also 1400 or same 1200 also it might be. Okay, so here the location is, say for example 1100. You have the operations at different locations. So this is the relationship among all the tables. So 1400, 1500. If I have different locations, 6 different locations, then I will have the city here. Okay, so you can say like it's a California, and then it's a New York. This is Chennai. Okay, this is Pune, right? This is Mumbai. So anything. Okay, so like this, you can have all this the location ID, right? City, country, US, and then India. you can have data like this, right? So employees are, you can have the employees are located at different departments, again 20 also, 50 also, 30, 20, 10 here, then 40 here, right? This is what the departments are, the employees are distributed. Clear on this relationship? Okay. So now, if you look at this relationship, so here I have one department, only one department, right? Only one value for 10. So how many employees can be there for 10th department in the employees table? How many employees can work in 10th department? Is there any restriction? In this one particular department, many employees can work, right? Many employees on the same department. So 10, again 20, again 10, right? So 10, if you are going for here, then many times it will be listed out, right? So this is the relationship of many to one, sorry, one to many. If you are going with departments table, from departments table to employees table, then this is called one. Okay, only one value is related with many values in this particular table. And also, if you consider this table, so in this location table, location is one, and there are in the same location, for example, same location 1100, there might be multiple departments is operating, right? So here also one to many. Clear? So that is the relationship of this one. So location to departments, the location is location table, location is only one location, but it is many departments can be there in same locations. One single department might be many employees will be working. Okay, clear now? Okay, one more time. Many to many. Say for example, you are going to order some product in the online, or you are going to the shop and you are ordering some product, right? So you are the only one person, you are ordering. How many orders you can do? Is there any restriction? So for example, this is the order ID. Okay, so you can order the same person, the person ID here, many orders he can place, right? You can place many order, right? Many order you can place, not the same ID, different ID, right? So many orders you can place on the same person. The person ID will be one. If you take here person ID, it will be only one person. Say for example, it's 1, 2, 3. Same person is ordering many products, many orders. Okay, so this is called order table. And you are having some I want to know the regional wise order, or how the orders happen, okay, or how many orders has been returned, you want to know. So in this table also, return table also, you have the orders, right? Same, the multiple orders can be returned, right? So here also the orders will be mentioned here. It's not restricted to only one order. You can return many orders also. So here the relationship you are making this order ID and order ID, it's many to many. Okay, many to many. So many orders can be returned many times. So this is what the relationship you will have. So this order ID will be splitted into multiple times in the returns table. And the same here, this return ID or order ID can be splitted again multiple times here, right? So this is the relationship of many to many. Okay, many to many and one to many. Okay, so here I got one more question. So get data. Okay, so we are going with the get data, more options, right? Online services, right? So I'm going for online services. Yesterday I told even you can connect with any online portal. From there you can get the data, right? You can get the data. Yesterday I was telling about the online services. You can get the data from even from the online portal also, right? But in real time, if you think about in real time, whenever you are connecting with any portal, okay, so that should be lot of security issues might be there. So whenever you are connecting, okay, so normally we will not get it. So GitHub we will connect, but any other site we are directly connecting. So there will be a lot of security firewall or security checks will be there. Okay. The question is data.world.com. So the data.world.com. So if you click on connect here, if you are trying to connect to this third party, see here, third party services, right? If you are connecting to third party services, as I told, so you have to very careful while we are connecting. Why? Because this will not be supported in real time. So whatever you are going to support with real time, so there should be a credentials, right? So the credentials you have to create with data.world.com. You have to go there and create one sign-in options. So from there you have to connect it. So what is the here dataset name? You have to mention it. Here you have to give the owner of the dataset, the username. To go to the data.world.com, there you will find this owner name, right? Username and unique identifier of the creator of the dataset, who has created. So it will be available here. The URL you have to present it here. Okay. So for example, in the URL, this one, this is the unique identifier of the creator of the dataset, right? So you have to give which dataset I have to connect. That's all. If you keep your cursor here, it is showing like the username it's showing, right? The same way, you go to this particular site, there you can mention this which dataset you want to have, and you can mention this data ID. Okay, that is ID. And if you want to see some select star from, then the data will be fetched. The data.world.com, right? They have stored the data in the table format. So data ID is nothing but, say for example, if you are going with the data.world.com, right? So there will be one ID for any data set. Data.world.com. You go here, for example, I want to connect with one data ID. This data set I want to connect. I'm going to this particular data set. If you see here, the owner of this data set, 1 minute, we will take some data set here. So one table is there. So now you can find this data set, right? This data set. If you click on this data set, you can find who is the creator of this data set. So here we will have something like this, the name, who has created this data set. You have to mention this particular data set so that you can able to, so you can connect it and say, for example, see here. So this is the one, right? Data set by this person. Okay. So if you are going to this, the person, the name you have to mention over here. So, but normally we will not do like this. We will not go with third party site directly in the real time. So instead of that, we will download the data set. We will have some services, it will be downloaded, and from there we will be connecting. Okay, so it will be send it to secured server. So why? Because it's again the security of the data, right? So we will have some firewalls. The data will be placed, the data set will be placed in the so you have to click on this. If you are clicking on this data ID, data set ID, it's nothing but, okay, so see here, what is the data set? Okay, so I will go to this. This is the data set ID. So just click on OK. So we'll see that. So it is asking that sign in option, right? So here you have to do the sign in. So you have to create first sign in data.world.com. Then automatically, whenever they are updating the data set, automatically your Power BI reports will get updated. Okay, clear? No need to update manually. Since if you give the connections, so it's again third party. See here, Power BI is trying to connect the data.world.com, right? So sign into data.world.com to authorize Power BI. So you should have the data.world.com the username and password. If you do not have, so I will check whether I have. Then so if you have, you can give this user ID and password so that it will connect it. See here, I have connected, right? Then so it is asking some permissions, right? So authorize Power BI. So I'm giving that authorize Power BI. Now Power BI is trying to connect with data.world.com. It's a third-party site, right? Click on connect. It is trying to connect with this coronavirus data set. Okay, so there is something a failure. So username you can give like this username so that it is able to connect. Okay, so I'm going to give this particular name. Then I'm trying to connect. You will see now. So again I'm getting that error. The contributor name I will use it. So contributor name I will use that username so that it will identify uniquely, right? So now it got connected, right? See here, it got connected, right? So you can able to connect, say for example, I want to know the full data. So this full data is like it is getting connected from that site and then it is taking, okay? You want all the data or you want only the new cases? So you can load this data into your site, into your data model. So whenever there is a change happened, okay, say for example, they are updating this data, automatically your Power BI reports will get updated. Why? Because we have given the username and password, right? It will automatically go and connected. Clear? See here, full data here we have. So you can go to the data reports. In the reports, the left hand side, is there any relationship between this employees departments and in the full data? Is there any relationship we can create? The data model. So the thing is, you should have the login ID for the data.world.com. Yes, as you told, there is no connectivity between this employees department location table to this coronavirus data. Okay, say for example, I got this data, right? I got this data. The data is like, we have a lot of data here. So this is the data, right? If you consider this data, you can able to see this, the bi-weekly cases, right? The bi-weekly deaths, country and date and something like this, okay? So you want to know this month-wise new cases, month-wise new cases. How will you create? Month-wise new cases. So what are all the column I have to select? If I want to go for month-wise new cases, I want to create a view. So can I go with new cases? So how many cases so far? The new cases is these many numbers. I want to distribute this one based on the month. So here from the date, I have to date hierarchy. I have to choose the month, right? Then I can see this, the month-wise account, right? So August month, so only 5 days, this is the count. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Okay, July is most. Whether this is the count, I want to analyze it, whether it is a count or some other aggregation I have made it. How can I make sure that this is the count? So if you go here on the visualization, right? On the visualization here, you can find the values, right? So can you able to find the axis and values? So axis is nothing but x-axis value. So axis, what column is selected? Date, month. Okay. In the date field, it has taken the month. In the values, you can find the new cases, correct? If you click on this arrow mark, this small arrow mark, it will give you one pop-up. So here it is giving you the the sum of all the values. Okay, if you are giving the count, then it will give you count as 111, right? So how many count is having this? Okay, I want to make this count in the numbers, the count numbers in the top side. I want to make this numbers here or middle. I want to show this. So this is called a tooltip, right? So instead of tooltip, I just want to make this count here, the numbers here. How can I make it? Go to this format. In the format, which option I have to select? So look at this option. You have to tell me that which option I have to select. Yes, correct. The labels option. The labels option you have to see, right? The data labels. Just enable it. How can I make it like it's a million, right? It's a million. How can I make it in the middle? Or I want to something like I want to formatted colors. Instead of gray color, I'm choosing the dark color. Okay, the black color. Display unit, I'm going for the, if you want thousands, you can go for thousands, or display unit, I can go for millions, right? Or the values, the orientation horizontal only, but the position, I can choose it for the inside center, right? So the color should be white color. If it is white color, then it will be good for visualization, right? Okay. So I have chosen that the text size also I can increase it so that you can able to see very clearly. So overflow text, that means if you look at the January and February, it is not showing the value, right? So why? Because it's very less. It is not in the million. Okay, it's not in the million. If you are going with some other format, the K format, the thousands. Okay, so thousands also it's not showing 150K. So whenever I'm going to make the overflow, it should be displaying, but since the value is having the size is having very less, it is not displaying. The background colors of this view. So what is the color you want to have? So some other color I'm choosing, say for example, some custom color I'm choosing, then it will be displaying with some different colors. So any other options you want to have, you can have it. So this is what you have to create the views, the COVID-19 data. So will it get updated automatically when they are going to upload it? Yes. Since you have given the password, right? So we are going to, but we are not going to use this as the Power BI desktop as the option. We are going to publish it. So once you are going to publish it, so we need to give that username and password for this publishing option also. Then Power BI will directly connect to this data.world.com. It will get connected. Clear? So tomorrow, if the data is getting changed, your data, it will get changed. So this is what you will connect to the database as well. You will connect to the cloud as well. Okay, cloud services also. Say for example, Amazon S3 you have. If you want to connect it, so definitely you need to have the credentials. So based on the credential, it will get connected. Okay, I got one more questions. I could not able to connect to the data set of India COVID-19 cases. Okay, you are not able to get connected, right? So the one thing, do you have the login ID for data.world.com? The first question, right? Yes, you have. Okay, so any data, you go to this data, the contributors, right? So you choose the username. Why? Because Power BI is trying to identify it based on the username. Okay, username. So you give the username, either this username or this username, and the data set name is, this is not the data set name. If you go to this activity, you can find this activities like commented on coronavirus data, right? So this is the name of the sheet. Okay, the first option you have to give this name. Okay, so not only for one person, so the chat should be for on. So the first one you have to give this one, coronavirus data. The second one, the contributors, you can give this name, either this name or this name, the another name. Okay. If you give these two, then definitely it will get connected. So whenever there is a, so say for example, after 10 days, you are seeing this data, this might be instead of 2 million, it might be 3 million or 4 million. The data will automatically get updated. So now I have to create one more chart. The country wise, I want to analyze the country wise, the total cases. So simply the country wise total cases. How will you find? You have to choose country here from here. So whenever I'm selecting the country, it will go to this, the map only, right? Map only. I'm choosing that total cases, country wise total cases. Then I'm choosing this total case. It will go to this country, and see here, size is based on the total cases. So mostly like every country is having the same cases, but US is having like the cases is more, right? But it's 2 million, 2.5 million. But if you have the new data, it might be different, right? Total cases might be different. So for example, instead of this chart, I'm going with the bar chart. This is called blank. Okay, country name is not mentioned. Then United States is first, the Brazil second, India is third, right? So this is, I think it's the data is accurate, but here some of the data doesn't have the country name. So it's around 9 million record is there with without the country name. Okay, so this is something like junk data. It should be fixed it from the data end, not from the Power BI end. If they are fixing it, for example, if they are mentioning the country name for all the employees or for all the cases, the patients, then automatically these reports will get updated. So to publish it, right? So you need to have the domain credential. I have, but so my credential got expired, since you can use only one time of your Office ID. Okay, so I have already used it. It got expired after 90 days. If you have any domain name, you can get it. Simply you can upload it. So to go to the publish, you can publish it to the server. Same way we are having like a Tableau, right? There you can publish it the same way here also you can connect it. I got one more question. Can we transform and remove the unnecessary columns before loading the data? Yes, we can do it. That is what the transform data. For example, you have the null values, right? You have the null values in the data. Just I want to remove this null value. So that is what we need to go for, the transform data. Go to this transform data. Click on this transform data. If you click on the transform data, it will go to Power Query Editor. Remember this. So Power Query Editor is nothing but transformations. Okay, transform data. The option is called transform data. So how will you open this Power Query Editor? In two ways. One is you can apply this transform data. The other one is while inserting, right? While getting the data itself. Say for example, I'm getting the data. So while loading the data itself, you can do that option like transform. Normally that is what we will do. Say for example, I'm connecting it. While loading itself, you will give option like transform data here itself. Okay, so you have some junk data is there, right? So these data you want to remove, you can remove it by using the transform data. It's not correct data, so I'm telling that by loading it, you have to click on the transform data. So after loaded, okay, you have loaded, but I want to do this transformation. I want to remove this null values. You can go here and transform data. Say for example, you have unwanted columns. Okay, unwanted columns. The first row, second row, some columns are there, unwanted columns. So here you have the option, right? use first row as headers. If you have the headers, you can use that particular column as headers. Use headers as first rows. That means you do not have any headers, it will be removed. Okay. So which column is having the data? The null data on the total cases, right? The countries is having some null data here. It doesn't have the null values. If I want to remove this null value, so this is remove columns. The entire column will be removed. You can write one queries on Power BI, the Power Query editors. By using that, you can remove it, or you can click on this column. You can remove duplicate. So then the duplicate country will be removed. Okay, it should not. It's not a correct option to remove the duplicate here, but I want to remove the null values, right? So remove duplicate, remove error, change data type, transform the data. So lowercase, uppercase, trim, so everything. Replace values, group by pivot. If I want to go for some change the data type, right? So you want to do some duplicating columns. So all these options you can go for, but the thing is, you do not have any the transformation logic here. So here you can go for, and you can apply some remove empty, right? So click on this arrow mark. You can apply this remove empty. Then empty will be removed from this country. Empty data will be removed. Okay. See here you have the filtered rows. If you go here, applied steps are there. The applied steps you can able to find here. Then you can go to the home. In the home you can apply like close and apply, right? So if you click on the close and apply, I will come to this Power Query editor later. I have removed that the blank values on the country. It should be removed. Okay, apply changes. It is getting updated here in Power BI only, not in the sources. Whether it has been removed, able to see that the null values has been removed, right? So this is what you have to do, some transformation logic. So what is that option? Yeah, that option is blank query editor. What is the tool name? Tool name is Power Query editor. Okay. See here, if you keep the cursor here, it is showing like use the Power Query editor to connect, prepare, and transform the data, right? So this is what it is showing, like the transform data. So you can apply any transformations by using this transform data. We will see one by one, so that you can able to get some idea on the data. So the same chart. So I want to duplicate the sheet. Then right click. So this sheet you can duplicate it. Duplicate the page. Then automatically it will be duplicated. So from here I'm choosing this funnel chart, not this chart. Remove it. You choose this one. You can go for the funnel chart. Then based on the country, so you can able to see this funnel. The first country is US, right? You have the funnel. You can able to see this, the US country. If you have very less data, you can able to see this. Okay, how the data, so how the other countries are having the impact, and how this US is having the impact and compared to others, right? So you can able to see like a funnel. So different chart will be there. We will see one by one. Okay, here we have seen how to duplicate the pages. So one single page, how to duplicate it. So you know the filters, right? All the filters. You know the groups, the countries, right? The tooltip, the values, everything. Okay. So now I will go to the page number 7. In this page, I want to create some line chart. So whenever you are going for some year or quarter, which quarter I'm having more count, then I'm choosing this quarter here. Okay, so quarter, or you can remove this, and you are choosing this chart first. So for this chart, you need to have the one date columns. quarter wise, so new cases, right? Which quarter I'm having more. So since this Q1 is just started, then Q2 is having more cases, Q3 has been reduced, and the Q4, yes, we don't have as of now. In future, it might be getting increased or decreased based on the real data. So this is what you can able to see. Even you can go for the chart like this, and you have the data, or you can go for pie chart. You can go for donut chart. So whatever the chart types you want to have, you can click on the chart. So now we will go with the transform data, and also we will see this different chart is available. So whatever the different chart is available, we will see one by one. Okay. So we have seen so far, like the chart is bar chart we have seen, and we have seen that the line chart and the area chart. Area chart is nothing but you can go for the same line chart. So within the line chart, you can go with the area chart. Say for example, here also you can go with the month wise. So I can go with the month wise, the total cases. So I can go with, instead of this this chart, line chart, I can select the area chart. Then this is what the chart you can have it. Okay. So which month I have more? July month I have more cases when compared to other months. It's a month-wise cases. So I can go for area chart as well. So even you can go for the stack area, but I do not have any other options. Say for example, new case, total cases and total deaths. I want to go for, and see here, the one is like the total cases, so where the total cases are there, and the total death. Okay, so the two line you can able to see, so where it is located with each other, right? So even you can go for this kind of chart, and this is the total number of cases, this is the total number of the deaths. Okay, so two types of two measures I have taken. One measure is total cases, the other measure is total death. This is what you can able to see the differences. Clear? Okay, so now I can go for the other chart. It's like dual axis, line and clustered column, right? So one thing will be on the line chart, the other will be on the bar chart. Same way you can go with the line and stacked columns, or line and the bar chart. So one measure I can take it like the month. So total cases, this is the bar chart, right? Within that, I want to know this country, how the country-wise data is there. Okay, so I do not want this country as data, and I can go for total death. So this is what you can go for the stacked bar. Okay, so out of this, what is the death rate? Right? So one thing you want to make a line chart, one thing you want to make a different chart. So month wise, the country wise, or the city wise. So even if you are selecting the country, so if you are going with the country chart as well, this is like something like you can able to see this, the total cases, so along with the number of deaths, right? So this is what you can able to see, but here the month is not suitable, the dimensions, so we should not consider that one. Okay, so remove this country. So if you are making the country, then if you are going with the drill down options, so like this it will be drill down, right? So again you will have the drill down options. So if you do not want, you can go like this. So you have the drill down options here. So these options will be expanded. Okay, the hierarchy will be expanded. So it will get expanded based on the countries. So you can see the data like this. Okay, but we do have more data. So whenever you are choosing this country here, so no need to go for the drill down. So you can have it like this. So country wise or the month wise, you can see this total cases. This is something like the bar as well as the line chart. Same like our Tableau, the funnel chart, the waterfall chart, or the scatter plot. Okay, say for example, if you are going for the scatter plot, right? So for the scatter plot, you need to have two measures. So whenever you want to analyze the reports based on the quadrant axis analysis, then you can go for the scatter plot. I'm going to have new cases versus a new death. So I can go for this chart. So based on the scatter plot, right? So where this is happening with the different countries, yeah. So our different month. So say for example, different quarter or different month. So I'm going with, then the scatter plot will be displayed for the different month. Okay, where this data will be. So this represents the cases also very less, death also very less. But here, the new cases, say for example, this is new death. So new death has been increased. So when compared to others, right? So on this month of, so this is the month of April. Then May, June, right? May, June, and the July again increasing. So this is what you can have it on the scatter plot. Okay. So different chart with two different measures against one or more dimensions. You can go with the scatter plot, right? So this is what we'll go for the scatter plot. Then if you have the chart like the donut chart we have seen already, whenever we want to have something like a tree map, say for example, here I want to go for the tree map, right? So for the tree map also, you can have two measures. Okay, two measures. So one measure will be on the size, the other measure will be on the color. So the same measure I can take total cases and the total death. Okay, against any of the dimensions. So here also I'm going for the year wise or the quarter wise on the tree maps. So since I the total cases and total year is only 1 year, so I'm not taking the year. I'm taking the month, so that each month how the data will be. Okay, if you look at here, so total cases, this is also total case on different month. So total cases, total death, total case, total death. So out of which you can able to find, okay, so where is that the number of cases and number of death. So you can able to find the darker color and the bigger size. The size represents the number of deaths is more in July, right? Sorry, total cases, right? So after that, the total cases are more in June, and then May, and then April, and then August. So very less in February, and after that March. So February, March, April, May, June, and July. So August still we have when the data is getting changed, so automatically this chart also will get changed. So this is what the tree map, right? So tree map. Then you want to go for the map, yes. So if you are clicking on the simply a country, and if you are going for the country-wise total cases, right? So different measures I'm taking. So by default, country is the option of the map. So automatically will go to the filled map. Sorry, the map. So this is called, we have the map, right? So normal map. So you want to go for the filled map? Yes, it will go with the filled map. So based on this, the value, it will create the filled map. It's getting generated. So based on the color, you can go for the total number of cases. It is getting generated for each and every countries. You can create the filters on the countries. So based on this, you can filter out the particular country. You can see this total cases, right? So you can go for, say for example, you want to go for top 5 countries. So here you can go for top 5. So top 10 or top 5 countries by value. So which value? Total cases. So you take the total cases here. So top 5 countries based on total cases. So it will select the top 5 countries alone. So here we have the country, right? So it has country, like we have the country name is Asia, and then you have the Brazil, then you have US, and then you have the here also you have the data of US. You have the Russia here, right, and India. So these are all the countries you have, and one more country you have. This is UK, right? So this is what the Spain you have, and so these are all the countries you have the data, and it will. So whatever the filter you want to apply, you can apply it so that it will display only that value. Okay, clear? Based on the filter conditions, based on the chart types, you can select it. And I got one more question. So the way we use to publish our work in Tableau, how can we publish our work in the Power BI? As I told, to publish this dashboard, you need to have the option of publishing. Okay, so if you have option like publish, so you have to save this workbook. So once you have saved it, so if you have saved what is the file name, it will be taken as Power BI file. Okay, so Power BI X is nothing but it will have all the X is denotes the packaged workbook. It will have all the database connectivity informations, and so you need to save this workbook. Say for example, I'm saving this workbook, and once it has been saved, you need to have a Power BI service account. So Tableau, you can use our own account, and then you can sign in. But for Power BI, you need to have the service account. So without your account, you cannot publish it. It's very simple. If you have any domain name, you can create one email ID, and then you can activate through that email ID and sign in. Then it will get published in the report. Then whoever the user you are adding, they can able to see your data. So whatever the pages you have created, all the pages they can click on whenever the data is getting changed in the data.world.com. So our view also will get changed automatically. Okay, so now we will see the Power Query editor. So some other chart is left out, right? So you have the tables we have seen, and we have the GAR chart. So whenever you want to go for some 100%, out of which what is the percentage of data we have, you can able to see this. So based on this GAR chart, for example, I'm going with the employee salary. So can I create a chart with the different? So one page is on data with this COVID-19 data, and one page, can I have the other data, the GAR chart? Yes, I can have it. Okay, so I'm choosing the salary. It will choose this total salary. So it will go for like 50%. Okay, so 1.38 million. So here, then if you want to do some manipulations here, you can go and do some manipulations also. So what is the maximum limit you want to have, and everything can mention over here, and it will automatically get updated. So millions, you want to go for thousands. So auto, it will take automatically. The values you want to go for. So what is the values you want to check? So f of x is nothing but based on the value it will have the colors. So like this custom diverging, you'll have the different colors. Say for example, you have the colors on continuous value. You can go with this f of x, and then you can choose the colors. Okay, yesterday we have seen this chart, like the question and answer. It's like artificial intelligence again. You can type your questions. Based on your question, it will give you the answer. Okay, so this type of chart also you can go for. So weekly cases, this is what the maximum weekly cases. So if you want to have only the weekly cases, then you can go for the weekly cases. This is the Power Apps. From the Power App, you can add some other views, and by using this R and Python, you can connect to this Python visuals from here. You can write your code here, the Python code. So based on this code, the view will be generated. So you should know this Python code before that. So you can type here the Python code, automatically it will create the view. The same way you can connect with R. The R also you can go with R script. Based on the R script, it will generate the code. So this is what the different visualizations are available. But most frequently we will use the bar chart, line chart, the pie chart or donut chart, the scatter plot, map, and text tables. Okay, these are the frequently used. And nowadays we are starting to use that the question and answer also. So we will give the control to the user. Then user will click on this question and answer. They will do it. They will type the questions. Based on the questions, their chart will automatically created on the runtime. Okay. So this is also one of the options we have. We can create it. So now I'm going with the data, the transform data. Click on this transform data. Transform data is nothing but Power Query editor. Say for example, data source settings you have. If you click on this data source settings, so there are two data sets. You can click on this the permissions. You want to see the permissions, you can click on the permissions, and you can edit this permission also. The privacy level, so public, organizational, or the private. So whatever the privacy level you want to set it up, you can set it up. So you can edit it. So sign in API token. So it's a static options, right? But instead of that, it's a dynamic one. So API token will be generated based on this token ID. It will connect to the password and then it will generate. Okay, so this is the one we will use in real time. But here we cannot be able to create this token ID at all. So we are just giving that hard-coded username and password. Okay, so whatever the permissions we have for local host, this is for Oracle. You want to edit the permissions, same way you can edit the permissions, you can edit the connections, and everything you can do it. Okay, this is something like data source settings. You want to do this settings, but I want to go for transform data. If you click on the transform data, right, you can see the options. So left hand side you will have the all the different chart. So here you are saying that it's old up to 11 days, right? So if you are updating it, it will get updated. The data will get updated. You can see this left hand side, whatever the data sources are there. You can see this data sources. You can connect to the new data source. You want to apply some the reference data. Say for example, you do not want to import the data from external data sources. You just want to enter it here. You can enter the data here itself, and you can refresh the preview. It will get uploaded. So updated, the data will get updated. So if you do not want some other columns, you can just remove this columns. Okay, for example, I do not want the columns. You can click on the remove columns. The column will get removed. But you want to undo the options, then you have the option of whatever the steps we have applied, right? The applied steps will be there here. You can just click on this this mark, the int mark, then you can click on it. Then this steps will be undo. Okay, this step will automatically get undo. Then if you want to change this Power Query editor, if you want to change the data type, say for example, this is the date, right? So if you want to do some date and time, you can go for date and time also. So you want to know only this the number of days. Yes, you can go with this whole number. So if I want to go with replace current, then it will change the data type and it will try to change this how many number of days are there. Okay, it will have some threshold date. I think it's 1960 or something. So from there it will find out the date, or it will take some threshold value. If you are making the date, so it will have that some threshold value. Based on the threshold value, it will go for the number of dates. So I can go for again date. So it will go to the date here. If you do not want any steps, the right hand side it will have the steps, right? So you can remove the steps. So click on this. You will have the option called remove empty and date filters. So you want to have only this date of the particular date. you can go with the date filters, and you can go for equal, before, after, between. Okay, so is latest, right? Some conditions, year equal to last year. So whatever, only last year data it should be displaying, right? So I can go with the last year. So it will go with only last year data. Instead of 2020, it will go with 2019. So filter is applied, right? You can able to see this filter conditions. So say for example, you want to see this data for only last year or current year, you can apply like this. If you do not want this changes, just click on this int mark, then it will be cleared. It will get cleared automatically. Okay. So now, say for example, you want to show only the current year data or current month data alone, then you can go to the date filters. You can apply a lot of filters here. Okay. So whatever the filter condition you want, last month alone, you can see this last month, this month, next month, whatever. Okay. So what is the difference between last month and July? Any guesses? If I'm selecting July and last month, both are same, right? What is the difference between last month and July? If I'm choosing July, it's a hard-coded value, right? Always the reports will show you for July month only. But if I'm choosing last month, say for example, next month, if you see, then last month data it will go for August month instead of July. Okay, so currently, yes, you are correct. Currently, it will be same, but next month or in future, it might be different. If you are choosing any hard-coded value, it will be a constant, but instead of that last month, last year, it's a dynamic value, right? It will be passed. So any filter conditions you can apply here. So that will be on the date columns. Or say, for example, you want to go with country for only for India, you can text filters, right? You can apply here and equals to India. In Power BI, data are case sensitive. Okay. If I'm choosing India, then it will have only for India data. See here, you have only India data. So whatever the cases I'm showing, it's for India only. So then the filter is applied, then the filter option will be available. So if you do not want, I can remove it by using this clear filter. Then you'll have all the date, and even you can go for some contains option also. It's a wildcard match. So ends with, begins with, does not equal. So any filter conditions you can apply it by using this here itself. Okay. So any other columns. So after applying the changes, you can close it. Say for example, this null value, you want to make this null value as 0. So replace this null value as 0. So here I do not have, right? So here I do not have. So here the replace values. So value to find, it's a null, right? So you can mention this value to find as null and the replace with 0. So if you click on this, then wherever null comes, it will replace with 0. See here, it has been replaced, right? There is no null value. So why? Because some other scenario, so null value if you have, it will not calculate correctly. So instead of that null value, you are going for some the 0 values. Replace error, you know, right? So if I am getting some error, you want to replace with error. Okay, normally the replace error will get NA for that particular column, right? So that NA, you can make it like 0, that you can apply some 0. Transform, so round off values, absolute value, based in power. So anything you can go for the transform data. Change data type, it will change the data type. If you want to remove the errors, it will be removed. If you do not want the column, so column itself you can remove it. And if you want to duplicate the column, you can duplicate the column here. Okay, so this is what you can apply some transformation logic. Say for example, on this particular column, so I want to create one more column. Based on this column, I want to create one more column. You can go to this add column. So here you can add some conditional columns, can add based on this column, and you can go for custom column. So column from example, you can make some columns based on the example, then automatically the column will be created. So for this, I'll be going to this employees data source. I have first name, last name. So I want to combine this first name and last name, the combination of columns, to make the full name. Okay. So how can I make full name? See here, I'm going to this column from example. From all columns, I can go to this full name. I can name it like full name. So how it is writing the formula for us? See here, I'm just writing it. I'm just making that formula as we are writing Stephen. Okay, Stephen is the name, right? Stephen space King. Okay, I'm just writing it. I'm clicking on enter. Then all the names you can able to see here. Then formula has been generated, right? Combine. Okay, so text dot combine is the formula, not concat. So in Tableau only there is the concatenation. So whatever the way you want to know, you can do it here. Okay, click on OK now. Then automatically it will create the column called a full name for all other columns. So column from all the columns. Select this phone number. Okay, so for all of the record, it is getting with the different format here, right? So you can do the concatenation, all those. So I can make this column as new phone number. If you want to do some manipulations on the column, then you have to use the replace formulas on the phone number column. So that I will tell you now. Say for example, here I have the salary, right? Here I have the salary. Here I have the commission percentage. I want to find out the total salary of each and every employee. How can I find it? The total salary of each and every employee. What is the total salary of this employee? That salary is 24,000 and he is not getting any commission. The total salary of the employee will be 24,000, right? What is the total salary of this employee? Is 17,000. But some employees are getting commissions, right? Some employees are getting commissions. So we need to do some formula for this to find out the total salary, right? So how can I make it? So I can go for add columns, custom column, I can add it. I can make it like the column name is total salary. Okay, total salary. Here you have to write the query. Okay, I can go for if condition. If salary, okay, if commission percentage is null, okay, if commission percentage is null, then salary itself I'm taking. Okay, I'm taking the salary. So if it is null, then I'm taking, it's like a if then else condition only. If salary is null, then condition, else part, else, sorry, it's else, else, so everything is like a case sensitive. You have to use like else here. Salary plus salary into commission percentage. So this is what the if then else conditions. So you have to make this way. So remember this formula. Okay, if condition, then statement, else statement. So this is the formula for if then else. So click on OK. Now it will calculate the total salary of each and every employee. So if you are using directly the total salary, right, it will not calculate. See here, I'm going to create a new column. So I'm going to use this. So duplicate column means it will duplicate it. Column will be duplicated, but I want to add some columns. Then I'm going to add the columns. If I'm choosing new salary equal to salary plus salary into commission percentage. So if I'm choosing like this, salary into commission percentage. So I'm using like this. This is also, say for example, it's a new salary. If I'm taking like this, it will find the values only if the commission percentage is, see here. You can able to see the difference, right? If the commission is not null, you are getting the value. So those who are getting commission, you are getting the value. So salary is 14,000. 40% of the salary is getting commission. Then total salary will be 14,000 plus 40%, 19,600. But only these values you are able to find. But others it's showing like null. So instead of giving null, I'm going for the calculations, right? So this calculation I'm going with. So if you want to edit it, you can edit the formulas. So this is the column, double click on it. Go with edit options. There you can find a lot of calculations. Okay, so whatever the calculation you want to apply, I got one question: when to use custom column, when to use the column from example. Okay, so you are creating a column. You are going to create a column based on some column values. Say for example, first name, last name is already there. You want to create the new column based on this columns. Then you can go for the column from example. That example you can just type it. So whatever the way you want to have, then column will be created. But you want to do some apply some logic round of some logic you want to apply, then you can go for this kind of the new columns. Okay, the custom columns should be added. You can go for this view data, the go to columns. You can go to the columns. The transform, right? You can reverse the rows. So a lot of options should be there. Use first row as headers. Count the number of rows. Split the columns based on some numbers. Rounding off, right? So most of the options should be there here itself. So once everything has been done, you have to click on this option home. You have to click this option called close and apply. If you simply close it, then whatever the changes you have done here, it will not be applied. See here, I'm going to change the data type from date and time to date column. So I'm going to make this column as only date, not a date and time. So these are all something like manipulations. I want to remove null values. So you know, right, how to remove the null values. So remove empty, it will remove all these values. You will have less number of records. You have very less number of record only. Record also will get deleted. The corresponding record also will get deleted automatically. The steps you have added, the right hand side you can remove it. So if you click on this, the steps will get removed. This is the option you have asked, right? So machine learning, right? So they have implemented machine learning concept in this Power BI. So you want to apply some machine learning, then you can, you know, the supervised learning, unsupervised learning, all those, right? So the learning algorithms you have to write it. So based on this will create the views. The chart will create the data. Okay. So numbers, you want to do this numbers, decimal numbers. You want to do the remove rows, bottom 5 rows, remove top rows, right? So blank rows you want to remove errors. So whenever error comes, it will remove. So blank rows it will remove. So all the null values will get removed. If I have everything is null value, it will get deleted. Okay, otherwise it will not get deleted. Okay, remove columns, remove rows. So you can choose the columns, multiple columns also you can manage it. So like this, you can go for a lot of manipulations here. The phone number column, I'm going to create this column. I'm going to add a new column, conditional column, something like conditions. Okay, if the column name, if salary is greater than, if it's greater than 5,000, then output is good salary, something like this. Okay, then one more condition I'm adding, if salary is greater than 15,000, okay, or I'm going to make this as a 10,000, very good salary, right? So some conditions I can add it, so automatically it will convert this as a, so say for example this one I'm deleting it, else you can make less. See, the condition is not matching, we are going for the less salary. So what is the data type of the new column, the conditional column? It will be the character, right? So click on OK, then conditional column will be created. So based on the salary, it will give you the result like good salary, less salary, right? So less salary means less than 5,000. Sorry, less than 10,000, right? So you have the less than 10,000. You have the less salary. So very good salary. The salary is more than 15,000. So here it is not finding the value. Why? Because you have to make one more conditions. You have to customize, since it is falling under two types of conditions. That is why it is not taking that very good salary, right? So you go with edit columns. So whatever the changes we have done, we'll go with edit. You choose this one as first, then this one as second. So based on that, it will give you now the very good salary. So this is the new column has been created based on the conditions. This is called conditional column. So you want to do some formatting, lower of, upper of, trim function, you know, right, left hand side, right hand side, if you have any spaces, it will trim it. Say for example, here I have in the 106 only, in the left hand side you have some space. You want to do some trim, yes, you want to apply some trim functions, you can apply it. So you can click on here, transform, trim, then 106 only, see here. So now the left hand side spaces, right hand side space, it will remove. So before this you have space only, right? But now it has been removed. So why using this kind of transformation, right? Sometimes the front end, the BPO persons, they are typing their names, right? They would have given some space on the left hand side. So we need to do some data cleansing in Power BI. So we will do this kind of data cleansing here. You see here I have removed the conditions. Now you have the space on the left hand side. So this kind of data transformations, you can use it in the Power Query editor. Okay, so you want to do some scientific calculations, absolute value. So what is this absolute value? This absolute value is finding that whatever the minus value you have, it will convert the minus into plus, square root, factorial, whatever the calculations you want to do, add some numbers, multiply, subtract, divisions, percentage. So rounding off, right, round up, round down, so round off, everything will be there. Is even, you want to find out, yes, is even, yes, so true or false, it will find, right, is even or, see here, number dot is even, so it will automatically write that formula. Okay, So if you're clicking on that number dot, so whatever the functions are available, it will be there. It will display all the functions and the numbers. You can go with the numbers, any numbers you want to go. So custom column, from example, it will select all the columns. You can select the columns. Custom column, the new column will be added. So invoke custom functions. The functions you can write the functions. Okay, function queries you can write. Conditional column we have seen. So index column. Okay, from first column, second column, like number of columns from indexing. Duplicate the column, and then formatting. So whatever the format you can do this. Add some prefixes, suffix you can add, something like extract. First characters you want to take, length you have to find out, range of values, add before delimiter, right? So something like you can do this. These are all about the text columns, numbers, date. So you want to, from the date column, you want to find out the duration, right? Time you want to, date you want to, the text analytics. So you want to go for something like AI function you want to implement, then you can implement the AI function. So these are all about the transformation logic. You can go to the help. You can see more Power Query editor, some examples, right? So you can click on the help and then you can see how to connect with the database and everything. You can see this the steps to be mentioned. So this is also one of the very good site. So what is Power BI? What is Desktop? What is Power BI services? So everything will be there. Getting started with Power BI Desktop. So different concepts. So understand Power BI service. So this is the Power BI service. So we do have some videos also. See here, just you have to data set, you have to publish it. So this will be your very good. So I will ping you the link. You can go to this link and then you can go through it. Okay, this will give you a lot of knowledge for you today. So we will stop here and we will see that we will one more time we will see what functionalities we have seen today. We have seen that how to, I will send that the Oracle software to that group mail ID by today. So by today you have to complete that the installation part. Okay, so today we have seen that how to install this Oracle software, and so what is database and how to connect with, and how to connect with the different data sources. Like we have seen that data.world.com also, and we have connected with different data sets like the COVID-19 data, and we have seen different data visualization, and we have connected this Power BI query editor. So in the query editor, we have seen some different types of the manipulations, right? Yeah, I got one question. So you were talking about the certification and interview preparation for SQL, Excel sheet, Power BI, and Tableau. Yes. So I will upload it. Okay. To the group, I will send it to the group. Whatever the group mail ID you have sent it. So all of you make use of it. Okay. Today we have seen Power BI Desktop, how to connect with different data sources, and Power Query Editor, and we have created different views, right? So you have to go beyond this Power Query Editor. You have to learn most of the languages. So we will call it as M language in Power BI. So if you want to learn this M language, that is a different topic. Okay, we have a lot of stuff is there in the M language. The language is called M. So you can learn it. Okay, since it's a Microsoft, they have named it as M. So for the certification part, right? For the certification, or the M language is nothing but it's a Microsoft language. Whatever we are writing this query, right? Say for example, we are writing this this language, right? This language. This is called M language. The formula. So even you can write the M language here. Based on the language here, the formula here, you can manipulate the data. You can cleanse the data. So you can, if you want to prepare for Power BI certification, so the external certifications are available. You can go to this help. In the help, you can find the community also. Community is nothing but in community they will be posting lot of doubts, everything. You can go through this community. There you can able to get more idea. Okay. See here, they have given lot of community, right? So in this community, you can go to this particular topic. So you can go to this, for example, you can go to this particular topic. There you can find lot of stuffs. Okay, how they are creating the views. So they have created the view and then they have uploaded in the Power BI service, right? So this is the Power BI service they have created. Just we have how we have created the same way. So this is what the Power BI service will look like once we have uploaded. Real time also we will see like this only. It is getting loaded. This is getting data. Now it's getting the data. It's like a filter. Whatever the filter you are showing there, it will be available on the right hand side. So they have taken that same data, COVID-19 data. See here. So each pages will be displayed as the page by page, right? So see here, the page by page, you will have the options at the top. They have created some donut chart, same like bar chart, and then they have created the map views. Just they have uploaded. So one of the questions I got, this is the trend analysis, right? One of the question I got, like, can we download this particular chart and do the analysis? So if the user given that option to download, you can able to download. See here, I can download this only this image, right? .png is the image, right? So this image alone I can download it. But the customer, if the user has given some other options, different options, you can able to download. Here you can able to see this. You will have the option to download. Yes, you can able to download. Same like our Tableau public view, right? From the Tableau public, you can download it. Same way here also you can download it. But this is the view once you have uploaded in the Power BI services. So will you able to create the views like this by using the COVID-19 data? You can go to this particular link, the community link. So no need to go for separately. You can go to this community link by using this help options. Okay, so I will ping you this chat. You can copy it from here. So in the Power BI, in the help option, right? Help options, you can go with Power BI community, Power BI developers. Even you can go for training videos. So the training videos will be available. You will have every videos will be from the Microsoft. So will you able to create tomorrow? Will you able to create this type of chart? So please create it and do the hands-on. Try to install all the softwares. Create 10 different views for today as well. Okay.